Okay, if you're someone who's thinking of sitting this election out because you think politics don't affect you, I want to give you 5 ways that politics do affect you, and this election will affect you profoundly, especially in your pocketbook. Are you ready? Number 1, prices and the economy. So under a Trump presidency, prices are going to go up, and economists are in widespread agreement about this. I am happy to send you a document with about 100 links in it to economists across the political spectrum who say that Trump's plan will cost the average American between $3,000 and $4,000 a year minimum, and will very likely send the economy into a recession by the end of 2025. No one, by the way, has predicted a recession or any kind of price spike under Harris's plan. That is solely for Trump's plan. Part of that is because of the tariffs he's going to put on imported goods, 20% on all imported goods and 60% on imported goods from China. The other part of it are his plans for mass deportation, which is going to shrink our economy by anywhere between 4 and 6%. It's going to be a colossal loss of jobs in our country. It's going to spike the prices of groceries, hospitality, construction. One economist actually wrote that Trump's plan would, quote, vaporize the economy. Now, the second category is healthcare, which I believe affects all of us, right? Even you. Under Trump, we're going to see a repeal of the ACA. He tried to repeal it the whole time he was president last time, and just last week, Tom Cotton laid out a plan for repealing it in the very first year of Trump's presidency using reconciliation. And at the same time, they will pass more tax cuts for rich people. So that is coming. So if you or anyone you love uses the ACA for your health insurance, this election is going to affect you very, very much. Kamala Harris, by the way, will continue to protect the ACA as she and President Biden have done for his whole term. Oh, and one more thing about healthcare. Trump has promised over and over again to repeal President Biden's Inflation Reduction Act. Part of what that bill has done is enable Medicare to negotiate drug prices, which has brought down the price of pharmaceutical drugs. Also, people who are getting their insulin for $35 a month now and having their drug prices capped at $2,000 a year. Trump wants to repeal all of that. The third bucket that will probably affect you is Medicare and Social Security. Project 2025, which has been written by people that Trump has just recently said will be coming back into his administration, like Tom Homan, wants to privatize Medicare, and it also wants to raise the retirement age for Social Security. Just yesterday at a rally in Scranton, Pennsylvania, Trump told the crowd that he plans to put Vivek Ramaswamy into an important cabinet position if he's president. The day before that, Vivek Ramaswamy said on social media that he thinks Medicare and Social Security should both be repealed completely. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris just introduced a plan to expand Medicare to cover home health care and also to cover vision and dental. The next bucket that will affect you, no matter how not interested in politics you are, is climate change. So we have hit the era of extreme weather. We have seen it. It is accelerating very quickly and getting very, very scary. So I know that you may think, well, that's not going to affect me where I live. But that's what everybody in Asheville, North Carolina thought too, because that town was actually marketed as a climate refuge. And it turns out there are no climate refuges. We are all going to experience catastrophic weather in our lifetimes. Who do you want in charge when that happens? Do you want a president who is extremely divisive, which we know Trump is, who doesn't believe in the cause of the catastrophe, and who has tried very, very hard to defund the agencies that would respond to that catastrophe? Or do you want a president who is joyful and uniting and who believes in the federal agencies that would be there to help you during a catastrophe? Also, she believes in climate change. That's really something to think about for you personally. And number 5, of course, is bodily freedom. It's not just about abortion, although that's part of it. It is about us having control over our own bodies. And that is everything from abortion rights to whether or not we can access birth control to whether trans people can have hormone therapy if they want. Everything is under that umbrella because Republicans fundamentally don't believe anymore that people other than them should have control to their bodies. No women should, no queer people should. That's a really big deal. And once we lose that control, it will be very hard to get it back again. Remember, if we've learned anything, it is easier to take rights away than to win them back. That part is hard. They even want to force our children to pray in school. There will be no personal freedom left. And don't look to Trump's Supreme Court to help you, because it won't. Trump guaranteed that by putting 3 extremists on the Supreme Court. And remember, should he win another term, he may get to put 1 to 3 more on. Kamala Harris, by the way, will support bodily freedom completely. So those are 5 huge ways your life is going to be affected by this presidential election, whether or not you're paying attention to politics. So I suggest you pay attention enough to vote for Kamala Harris. And if you don't say you weren't warned.